So Jeremiah was one of those ones that he wasn't bothered by heights. He wasn't bothered by anything. And when he did things, he did it full speed ahead, as has been shared with.
I'm Tasmanizing. Oh.
Later on, about that same time, a friend of mine and I had decided to take a backpacking trip up into San Gorgonio. It was going to be a 3-day trip. We were going to backpack all our stuff in, food, clothing, and we were going to go to the summit of San Gorgonio Mountain. Jeremiah sat there and said, "Dad, I want to go too." I said, "Jer, it's going to be a long, hard trip." He says, No, I want to go. I want to try that. So with a lot of convincing, Jeremiah convinced Dawn and I that he could do it. So I thought, well, we go ahead and do the trip. We went up to Dry Lake the first day, and if it was too hard on him, we could just turn around and come back. We got up to Dry Lake, camped for the night, and he still had energy to run around and play on the rocks. So I thought, well, he can probably do it. And we hiked up to the summit the next day. The only time that he was carried was when we had to walk through the snow, which, there's still glaciers up there even in the middle of August. And the only reason for that was because Jeremiah was only wearing tennis shoes. So we carried him through the snow. He got to the peak, and as best he could, being 4 years old, he signed his name on the register of the highest mountain in Southern California. We realized then that we had quite a special little guy. Jeremiah was so ambitious. The projects he took on with full speed. He later on got interested in skiing. It was about a year or two after his hike to San Gorgonio. And before too long, he's skiing down the slopes of the area that we lived in, Twin Peaks. When he got to the point of where I thought he could handle it, we went up to Snow Valley, and we did skiing in Snow Valley together. It wasn't too long after that he was a better skier than me. Anyway, Jer really enjoyed that, so that was one of his passions. And he decided that he wanted to be a ski instructor. So Jeremiah worked for Snow Valley, instructing kids how to ski. And it was a real passion for him because he just loved working with kids. Matter of fact, he taught the Olsen twins how to ski, and he was very proud of that. Later on, Jeremiah decided that he might like to be a firefighter. So he joined our call force as a call firefighter, worked with me for about a year. During that time, he went to school to become an EMT. He rather liked it. But later on he shared with me, "Dad, I'm not too sure that I want to do this." And I said, "Why?" And he says, "Well, firefighting is kind of boring. I think I want to be a sheriff." Jeremiah decided that he wanted to be a sheriff. And I said, "Well, I want you to do what you want to do. It's important that you love what you do." And he says, "Well, I think I want to." I said, "Well, your mom and I will put you through the Sheriff's Academy." And just as the sheriff had shared with you, Jeremiah went through the academy. It was a struggle, but he got through it. And he graduated on his birthday, his 21st birthday, being one of the youngest officers that Seminole County has hired. We were so proud of him at that time, and it was just overwhelming for us to see my son graduate and become a sheriff. It's amazing when you find a person like this, so dedicated to serving people. But one thing I knew about Jeremiah, it wasn't just about serving, because he could serve as a firefighter.